A large crowd of students here. I estimate perhaps, at least 200 students are out here. Most of them are on the other side of the building from where we have set up our recorder. But Bernard Bangley is setting up his wire recording facilities over there, and perhaps we'll be able to give you a bit of commentary from there. Presently, if anything interesting develops from that side, actually, as far as we can see, the fire department has not arrived yet, but they probably will presently. I understand they have been summoned. Now, let's turn this over to Bernard Bangley on the other side of the building. We've got his recording facilities set up. Go ahead, Bernard Bangley.
Well, thank you, Randolph. Yes, we've got the thing set up pretty well. People have been very courteous and considerate in extending us extension cords in order that we may plug in a wire recorder right here. The fire is yet to break out fully on the south side of the building, although it seems that the general crowd is gathering on this end. They seem to be expecting the windows over here to soon burst into flame. As it stands now, the fire departments have arrived and are attaching their hose lines to the few sparsely and very proudly located hydrants. They're getting several small streams of water now onto the fire, but I can't see how they can fully control the blaze, much less extinguish it with such inadequate facilities. As it looks now, the building is doomed to burn to the ground. However, I'm afraid that if this be true, and if the building be completely gutted, there will still remain those 4 brick walls which have long stood on our campus. There has been some question as to whether or not this has been inspired and set off by the speeches made by the members of the Unitarian Prophet Literary Society some 2 months ago at a morning chapel service concerning this building. It seems that there's an interesting event on the other side of the campus, so I'll switch you back right now to Randolph Gregg.
The firemen are battling heroically now to put out the flames. The hose connections have been made. I understand there was some difficulty, however, in making these hose connections because of the great distance separating the fire apparatus and the hydrant. But these connections have been made, and the firemen are directing streams of water against the second and floor, and to some extent the third floor. But the third floor is pretty badly gone at the present time. The roof is certainly gone. The first floor has not as yet been touched, or it's certainly such a way that it cannot possibly expect to last for long. Here comes another fire truck. Perhaps it'll be able to be of more avail in the extinguishing of the flames, but there doesn't seem to be too much effect of the first stream, the first fire company. It's now, let's see, 12:50, and I don't think that as yet the fire has been abated at all. Now let's turn you over again to Bernard Bangley on the other side of the building.
Well, thank you, Randolph. Things over here are just about the same, although the larger portion of the crowd is gathering over here now. It seems that the windows on the second floor have fully illuminated now, and the flames are roaring inside. The crowd over here is in semi-hysterics. I see several notable figures from our campus standing about watching the fire. There's Dr. Graves H. Graves Hayden Thompson, Graves Hayden Thompson is watching the fire and taking motion pictures of it. I see also standing around the president of the college, Dr. Joseph Clark Roberts, the dean, Dr. T. Edward Crawley, and several other notable figures about campus, all watching this fire with a great deal of concern and indeed a great deal of serious thought, because this fire is nothing to be laughing about and nothing to be fail to be serious about, because there is a great deal of monetary value to be considered here, and there's also much to be considered in the line of arson on the part of some students. As it is now, the students over here are yelling and chanting to themselves small, simple little rhymes pertaining to the burning of McIlwaine Hall. But there seems to be no real chance of mob riots or unhanded confusion here. The crowd is controlling itself very well. Right now, I see that the ceiling of the third floor has completely fallen through, and the inside of the second floor is burning in great, huge, beautiful flames. The firemen are beginning to rearrange their strategy now and put hose in from different directions to try to control the blaze, if nothing else. Earlier, some sparks had been flying up from the roof and endangering several of the residences just across the street from McIlwaine Hall, but those flying sparks seem to have been alleviated completely now by the efforts of the firemen. Well, that's the picture as it looks over here, Randolph. How are things on your side of the field?
Well, the situation here is much the same as it was the last we were reporting, Bernard. The third floor is almost completely gone now. Some of the flames, sparks particularly, are down on the second floor. That floor has been wetted down by the firemen, but it doesn't seem to be having the desired effect. The fire still rages. Even the first floor, Mr. Duncan's shop, is in danger now, as several tongues of flame can be seen licking out of the rear wall of McIlwaine. The firemen have stopped the hoses, the pumping now at the present time. I don't know exactly why. Possibly the college water supply. Yes, the college water supply, I've been informed, has reached 50,000 gallons. The fire is not being controlled, and apparently Mr. Duncan has given orders for the hoses to stop in order that water won't be wasted. Now, I think Bernard has more interviews for us on the other side of the building.
Ladies and gentlemen, at present there are hundreds and hundreds, I'm exaggerating, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fire engines arriving from some outside source at the scene of the fire. Red lights blaring, sirens going on. It's amazing. I don't know where these firemen have been drawn from, but I'm sure that with the combined efforts of both fire departments, wherever these other people could be from, will certainly succeed in putting out the fire before it breaks through. But where I'm standing now, I can look through the windows and see streams of fire and sparks spearing through the floor above the first floor, spearing through the ceiling, that would be, and spilling into the rooms below. In just a matter of a few minutes now, the entire building, from top to bottom, will have been burned to some extent at any rate. The new firemen are succeeding in setting up their lines. I don't know how many more hydrants there are left for them to hook up to, but I'm certain that even with the slightest effort now, these combined forces of firemen will succeed in putting out completely this particular fire.
Yes, I may interrupt a minute. I believe both of the Hampden-Sydney fire hydrants are being used at this time.
I was afraid of that. Yes, sir.
Could we get Dr. Foley on here to get his comment?
We could, but we just tried to contact Dr. Thompson some time back, and he declined the offer. He only said it was too solemn a moment, and that he had no comment to make at the time. So I'd rather hesitate, since this is a sort of a joking affair we're doing now. I'd rather hesitate to have Dr. Foley come over.
I'll go along with that. He seems very solemn over the occasion. However, at first hearing of the message, he did not seem surprised at all. In fact, very calm and very cool and very collected. It was amazing as he came to the door in his bathrobe that he says, "Thank you, and I'll be there in a few minutes."
That's indicative of Dr. Foley. Very level-headed and complete control of himself at all occasions. One fire hose had just switched to a rather solid-type spray there for a minute. The exact purpose of it, I had no idea. It just seems rather pointless because the spray wasn't even reaching the building. There goes another pumper engine. He's just started up. I don't know where they've got the lines, though. Yes, sir.
Bernard, you will notice that sparks are beginning to fall from the second floor down into the first.
Yes,
it shouldn't be long before the second floor will collapse entirely into the first.
Yes, I know. I think the entire student body is hoping that this very thing will happen in the very near future. If it doesn't, I'm afraid that these firemen will succeed in extinguishing the fire completely.
Certainly, if this happens, the walls are bound to give firm and might even collapse themselves. That would take care of the skeleton which the students are fearing will be left here on campus.